Nowadays, if you want to make fun of someone for having emotions or feelings, you call them woke. But in my day, we call that gay. And the fact that we no longer call it gay, pretty woke. So, Republicans, your move. Do whatever you want to with that information. I've been traveling a lot for comedy. I was recently in Oakland, California. Yeah, and I never been to Oakland before, so I Googled, what's fun to do in Oakland? And in case you want to know, the number one thing to do in Oakland is go to San Francisco. I was on a 6-hour flight from New York to Seattle, and there was this kid kicking me in the back the entire time. But I wasn't upset about it because I knew it was karma. Because earlier that day, someone asked me for spare change. Didn't give it to him, even though I did have the change. And when he turned and walked away, I kicked him in the back. So karma is real, guys. Don't do that. The last time I was in Vancouver, Washington, an old white lady clutched her purse when I walked by. And my immediate response was, still got it. She made me feel like a teenager again. It was nice. I haven't scared a white person since the Bush administration. It's been a while. There is this myth that black people age well. It's not true. The reality is white people age poorly. Clearly. Sometimes I forget how old I'm getting. Like the other day, I skateboarded to CVS to pick up my blood pressure medication. It's weird. I'm originally from Tyler, Texas. Yeah, Tyler is a great place to grow up if you're racist. Yeah, they recently renamed the high school that I went to. It was recently called Robert E. Lee High School. Yeah, and they recently changed it to nigga go home. Yeah. There's more of a ring to it, I guess. I don't know. I didn't make it up. Can you imagine learning about the Civil War at Robert E. Lee High School? Actually, I don't even know why I said that, but let me show you. Can you imagine learning about the War of Northern Aggression? Robert E. Lee High School. Right. That joke was for the Civil War buffs. That was for the history buffs. I never drink before I get on stage. Because if I come up here and this doesn't go well, I don't want to be able to blame it on anything other than my parents. My dad thinks that LOL stands for lots of love. The other day he texted me. He said, son, I'm very proud of you. LOL. My parents are actually really nice people. I make a lot of unnecessarily mean jokes about my parents. The reality is, my parents are actually really good people. They just had a bad couple of years. And it just so happens that those years coincide with every year I've been alive. Like I said, I'm from Tyler, Texas. The county that I grew up in was a dry county, which means there's no alcohol. But my parents had problems, over drinking alcohol. And you might call them alcoholics, but I call them overachievers. Being an alcoholic in a dry county, that's impressive. Okay, I'm not going to do any more dark stuff, that's fine. I collect vinyl records. Anyone else really bad with money? Yeah? All right, yeah. My favorite genre of music to collect is jazz. Yeah. What I love about jazz is that when I tell people I love jazz, there's never any follow-up questions. You guys like country music? Yeah. I don't really like modern country music. Like, I like the older stuff, because the older stuff's about the struggle, Like, modern country music, it sounds like someone reading the menu at Applebee's, There's no struggle to it. It's like the opposite of the blues. And I've been trying to think, like, what is the big difference between people that sing the blues and people that sing country music? And obviously, it's the hat. People that sing the blues typically wear a black fedora. And people that sing country, their hats are usually white and pointed at the top. All right, getting spicy. Yeah, too spicy. More spice. Yoga is just the Kama Sutra minus one person. And a funeral is just a party minus one person. I sleep with my eyes open. That's not a metaphor. That is a medical condition that has ruined all of my relationships. Because everyone that I sleep with can unlock my phone. Yeah. I had to wait for some of you on that joke. Took a minute. But I do sleep with my eyes open. Sometimes I wake up in the morning, my eyes are beet red. And when you have red eyes and you talk this slow, people assume that you're high. So I just want to let everyone know right now that I'm high. Yeah. I just started a plant-based diet. Yeah, I'm up to 3 edibles a day. Losing a lot of weight, seeing a lot of colors. Going great. Going great. You guys want to hear some fun facts? All right. 75% of adults snore in their sleep. Yeah. So if you feel you're in the 25% that doesn't snore in your sleep, I want to let you know right there, right now, you do snore in your sleep. You just sleep alone. And no one loves you. In 17th century England, they had to change the rules for chimney sweeps because they started developing cancer. Would anyone like to guess what type of cancer you get for being a chimney sweep? Lung? Any other guesses? Lung is the only guess? Skin? Kidney? Anything else? throat, tongue. This lady just got all of them. How many cancers do you have? Are you okay? You're dressed in all black. You going to a funeral after this? What is happening? The correct answer is testicular cancer. Yeah, this guy. You look like a guy that would guess that. You're also the guy that doesn't snore in your sleep. He raised his hand when I said that. But that really makes you wonder, how do you clean a chimney? I guess you really got to get in there, I guess. Never been doing it wrong the whole time, I guess. In 1933, someone bought the Washington Post. Richard Meyer bought the Washington Post in 1933. And then in 1946, he gave it to his son-in-law. Not his daughter, but his son-in-law, Philip Myers. And Philip Myers had mental health issues. In the 60s, later on, he had a manic episode, and he went up on stage and he said a bunch of crazy stuff. And he actually was talking about like JFK, and he's talking about who JFK was actually having sex with during that time. So he got barred. And then like 2 days after that, they put him in a mental institution because of that. And then 2 months after that, he killed himself. Yeah. And after that happened, they gave it to his wife, Catherine Myers. And by all accounts, she was a great leader. Because of that, we learned about what was actually happening in Vietnam. We learned about Watergate. We started talking more about women's health in magazines and things like that. And in 2017, Katharine Graham died. And now the Washington Post is owned by Jeff Bezos, a man with mental health issues. Now, I'm not saying that Jeff Bezos should commit suicide. I'm just saying it needs to look like a suicide. That's all I'm saying. And then maybe we can get back to journalism again. That's all I'm saying. Say what you want about his wife, she is a journalist. That's too much for Lake Oswego. That was too much. Yeah, a lot of Jeff Bezos fans here. You probably make about his wife. Okay. Hey, I'm going home after this. I'm not. Yeah, I'm going up. So I moved to. Jeff said he moved here like 25 years ago. I actually am pretty new to Portland, Oregon. I moved here about 5 years ago. And I will say, it is a much softer city than I thought it would be. At least once a year, I would see a full-grown adult cry in public. And I guess there's nothing wrong with crying in public. But could you at least take my order first? That's all I ask. I've only had 2 surgeries in my life. I had LASIK eye surgery and I had a vasectomy. And both of those surgeries have stopped me from making a lot of mistakes. Like nowadays, I don't even have to worry about pulling out of the driveway. 20/20 vision, guys. Even though I did I did have a vasectomy. I didn't completely get away from having children. I do have a stepdaughter. And because she's my stepdaughter, we look nothing alike. We're different ethnicities. We have different skin tones. And she likes to do this thing where she gives everyone nicknames. So when we're at home, she likes to call me Muffin. Just cute, yeah. When we're out in public, she calls the police. That's a solid joke for an 8-year-old. That's a pretty great joke. That's pretty funny. I'm very proud of her. Back when I was single, I went on. Dot was talking about dating apps. I did go on. I was dating. One time, I actually asked a woman out in person because I'm brave. And she turned me down. Yeah. And after she turned me down, she thanked me for not being mean to her. And I was taken back by that because I didn't know that was an option. So I asked her for a do-over. Punched her right in the throat. We're getting married in the fall. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. It means a lot. That's, one time when I was walking to the front door of my apartment complex, this woman comes out the side door and she said, "You and your brother were really loud the other day. You might want to keep it down." And I said, "I don't live with my brother. I'm not sure who you're talking about." And then she said to me, and I quote, "Oh, you must be one of the good ones," end quote. To her credit, though, after she actually heard what came out of her mouth, she turned completely red, because she was white, of course. And then she went back inside and she killed herself. That is a 100% true story, I hope. Okay. You guys sound like you're on her side for this one. That makes sense. That's what I felt. Clap if you like punk rock music. Hell yeah. All right. Clap if you like punk rock music and you have a job. Okay. Kind of feels like you're not paying attention to the lyrics. Just saying. That was more people than in Lake Oswego that listen to punk rock music than I thought. That was impressive. Got it. Every time I see someone smoking meth at a bus stop, I look away. But it's not out of disgust. It's out of reverence. Because even though that person clearly has somewhere to be, still look a little sign for themselves. It's called self-care, guys. We could all use a little more of it. I currently don't own a car, and I don't own a car for environmental reasons. And the environment where I live stole my car. So that's it. This has been cool, but this is the part of the show where I try to get more money out of you. So I have these stickers that say "Think fast, talk slow," which should make sense to you if you've been paying attention. And if it doesn't, then maybe I should talk slower, I guess. These stickers are good for gifts and vandalism. So if you're into either of those things, Lake Oswego, then this is for you. This is for all the punk rock kids. If that's what you're into. I'm expecting to sell a lot of these stickers. I was buying a watermelon at a grocery store. It's not the joke. I don't know. And an old white man in a MAGA hat walked up to me. Do I need to finish this story? I feel like... Okay, here's what happened. He explained to me in great detail how to pick out a watermelon. Yeah. So this isn't a story about racism. This is a story of a middle-aged man giving unsolicited advice to a stranger. And how I would have preferred racism. My name is Lee H. Tillman. Enjoy the rest of your night, guys.